Blockate was a game that millions of people enjoyed, and it brought people together to build up a community. But what we didn't know was that Blockate would end in the year 2020. The disaster struck on 6th of May 2020 when the owner privated Blockate, left Roblox, and the Blockate Discord server was deleted. But a game called Open8 was created to help people create games like Blockate. The only way to play Blockate was by being in the group. This caused a lot of chaos and a lot of people started to panic. Not long after, on June the 20th, 2020, the game was public again, but thousands of people were still panicking about the future of Blockate. Over the next few weeks, Blockate went back to normal and people stopped panicking, but on July the 20th, 2020, one of the Blockate staff, Law, left Blockate. Then a few weeks later, this is what she said. Shortly after, on August the 15th, Jacob Angelhead, who was also a part of the Blockate staff, left, and this is what he said. He talks about how he is inactive and that he is working on his own game called Angelate and hasn't spent that much time on Blockate. At this point, there is currently only one active Blockate admin looking after Blockate, and this is Stubbzy. A game like Blockate can't have only one active admin because it needs to be monitored all hours of the day. This is an issue because Stubbzy has his own life and he needs to sleep, so that would mean that there are some hours when Blockate is not monitored. You might be asking me why Blockate needs to be monitored all hours of the day. Okay, so say if someone uploads an inappropriate thumbnail to their game, or their game is inappropriate, this would need to be taken down, but if Stubbzy isn't online, it won't be taken down and it would stay there until Stubbzy can remove it. So it could stay up on Blockate for a few hours. We also need to remember that Blockate admins and staff have put a lot of time into Blockate, so we should be grateful for what they have done, and they all have good reasons as to why they left Blockate. So now it's up to Stubbzy because he is the last active Blockate admin. Honestly, I don't see the game lasting for much longer since Blockate needs more than one admin or staff and the owner has left the game. The only way Blockate could carry on is if the owner of Blockate comes back and gets more admins and staff to work on Blockate, but that is very unlikely. Finally, this brings me to the end of this video. Thank you to the admin and staff team for making Blockate an amazing game and looking after it whilst the owner left. And we can't forget the people who made events in Blockate, so thank you to them. And thank you to Fox, which is the owner of Blockate, for creating the game that millions of people enjoyed.